welcome to the second edition of the Romina Show. My name is Odilia Abreu and I work as a project manager at the Friedrich Naumann Foundation in Madrid. I hope you are enjoying our full session of concert, music, art, and other contents during the whole day today. Today, we are here to talk about art and diaspora. The philosopher and liberal politician Ralph Dagendorf has called art and culture as the decisive pillar of freedom in a society, as they promote our identity, essential elements for the development and renewal of a civil society, which is active and individual. And freedom is not only part of our foundation's name, but also a central condition for artistic discourse and artists to creatively express themselves. Today, we want to talk about diaspora with diaspora artists as a living example of cultural interaction and cooperation among the Mediterranean. Therefore, I would like to welcome our guests who can tell from their own experience about art in the diasporic space and will share with us some of their artistic and academic creations. Welcome, Laila Hotait and Houssam Hammoumi.
Thank you.
Houssam is a Moroccan musician graduated from the Conservatory of Andalusian Music in Fez, and today we are going to hear from him some of his creations. Thank you very much for sharing this wonderful canon musical session with us. Now, Laila Hotait, she's a Spanish-Lebanese filmmaker, artist, writer, and so many other things. She's an expert also in diaspora, and also recently she has published her book in Spanish, Siempre nos quedará Beirut. We will always have Beirut. I will ask you to read a little bit of your creation and to share with the audience of the Romina show your book. It's going to be in Spanish because the book is written in Spanish.
So I'm going to read the last paragraph of my book, Siempre nos quedará Beirut. We will always have Beirut. I apologize, it's going to be in Spanish, as it was published in Spanish. So there I go. I'm going to read about how the construction can happen even against the destruction, right? And this is the last paragraph of the book. Se ha construido finalmente un cine libanés, nacional y transnacional al mismo tiempo. Así se ha construido, constituyendo un pilar fundamental para entender la realidad compleja y multifacética de este cine infinitamente local y profundamente anárquico. Algo que en esencia es y representa Beirut, el personaje constante, amado y maltratado a partes iguales, que vive en todo este cine y en las mentes de sus cineastas, pues como decían en el famoso final de Casablanca, siempre nos quedarán esas ciudades-idea, donde alguna vez fuimos felices o creímos serlo. En fin, que a pesar de todo, siempre nos quedará Beirut. So I published the book, and this was the ending, the last sentence, we will always have Beirut. And the same day that I was given the book, the second most damaging and most aggressive explosion that has happened in man history took place in Beirut, the 4th of August of 2020. So the same day that I was having my new baby published in the best publishing house in Spain, in Spanish language, that took me so much effort to get it there, I was so sad. And because the whole city of Beirut had been not completely destroyed, but almost completely destroyed. So this is part of being a Lebanese person, and I guess an Arab person in contemporary Arab world, in the contemporary world we live in. It's like you can be doing your small creations and you keep working, keep doing music, keep doing cinema, keep doing films, keep writing poetry, but the distraction is so big and your contribution seems so small, but small contributions will hopefully make a change, because that's what they say, right? That the small details count. I hope that some books, some music, some films are something more than small details, so we can change our situation, right? And not to be always thought about as countries of destruction, but countries of production and creation.
Laila, I would like to ask you, from your own experience, how you define diaspora.
Diaspora is a complex question, Odilia, but I feel diaspora is a privilege, actually. Because at the end of the day and at the end of how are we writing our human history, we're gonna end as we began, which is as Bedouins, as people who are in constant diaspora. And this is how I think, that's where we're aiming to. And there are conservatory forces in different countries that are trying to hold that, right? And to stop that, but that's not gonna be possible because we are made to be on the move, right? Nevertheless, living in a space and time like the one that we're living, where roots are so important and define us so much, you live in a constant and complex questioning, like who you are and where you are part of what project from the 2 or the 3 countries where you were living at, right? Like where do you place yourself there in the project, right, of creation of those countries? So I think that migrants live in what I call a third space, which is I call the nation of nostalgia, which is not the real Lebanon, the geographical, the political, the country known as Lebanon, and not even in Spain, right, where we are right now, the real geographical Spain. But they tend to live in this third space that I call the nation of nostalgia, where as a migrant or as a person who is living in movement, right, you tend to put in there the dreams that you had from that country, from that project, the dreams other people had, the person that you were at that space, at that country, at that time, and the person that you think you were, right? And then you begin to contaminate and to pollute all these pure memories, which are never pure, with the news, with the TV news. Because when I talk about Lebanon, for example, or any other country that is in war, when you turn on the TV and you see anything in regards to Lebanon, it's about about war and about violence, right? So all these things begin to enter and to pollute this third space, and somehow you kind of live more conscious in this unconscious level. You live more conscious of this third space than of this Spain, real Spain, or real Lebanon. So I think diaspora is being like having your roots somehow in the air, up in the sky, more than down in earth. That doesn't mean that it's something easy to grasp, but I think as a humanity we are going back there to being Bedouins again.
And from your own experience, what do you find the most important factors for integration into the host society? There is, I guess these are words that are not, they don't have as much value as I think they should have, or maybe they have and I miss those politicians talking about them. But there are words that are basic, I think, for me. Now, as a mother, for example, I want my daughter to be raised in these two words, probably, which are solidarity and humbleness, right? Like to be humble. I don't know if we say that in English, humbleness, to be humble. Yeah. In both sides, like solidarity, because it's the key to create new and more strong projects in general. I'm not talking about nations, I'm talking about the whole world, and I'm talking about conquering the universe. No, I'm not talking about conquering anybody, but like in general, solidarity is the synergy that is gonna make us more free, actually. And we are trying to go, I don't know where, with all this individualist approach to humankind and to living life, and that's so stupid and so silly and so it's not gonna take us to an avant-garde, right? And then to be humble, both sides. The person who arrives has to be humble. My mother always says to me, "Donde fueres, haz lo que vieres." Wherever you go, do as they do, right? Somehow it's like. And this is something that is also very Lebanese, which is you go and you kind of mix with the people and you learn the language and you learn their costumes. But at the same time, the people who are hosting, they have to be humble enough, intelligent enough to understand that there is richness coming to them for free almost. So instead of going to Lebanon, which is an amazing country, I am coming here. So it's like this, or Morocco, right? Yeah, or yeah, Morocco. I mean, instead of going all the way to Morocco, Morocco has come to you, right? For free, you know? Yeah. So there is these big words that are gonna take us to the big words where you began with freedom, right? I think. Well, thank you very much, Laila, Houssam, for being here with us today at the second edition of the Romina Show. For our audience, you gave them the opportunity to listen, to feel your art, your creation, your literature. So I hope you can stay tune with us for upcoming contents. And now we are going to close this session with Houssam and his music. Thank you very much.
ليام عدتهم وسباب وسباب مرضي غبينا ويلي عديت جهامة مع الآهات في وسط المدينة خوفي من كشفة العرض يا عباد الله والعدوان والعدوان تشمت فينا قالوا لي واش عجبك فيها جاوبتي جهل وفني خدوا عيني شوفوا بيها جاوبتي جهل وفني خدوا عيني شوفوا بيها يا ناس اش تحبوا مني وغرتوا من السر الرباني يا ناس اش تحبوا مني وغرتوا من السر الرباني فنية وعشقت في فني وانا اللي عاشقها فاني تكون عياتي عليها نغني حبي وشعري كله ليها لامون اللي غاروا مني قالوا لي واش عجبك فيها لامون اللي غاروا مني قالوا لي واش عجبك فيها